Welcome to another tutorial. Today I'm doing a really beginner friendly tutorial for this really simple crossback crop cami. This is honestly so easy. If you can make a beanie, then you can make this top. Check out my Etsy if you want to make any of these projects yourself, or follow me on Instagram if you want to see what's coming up. I have a really exciting pattern that's coming out on the 20th of June. And please subscribe if you want to see more tutorials. I will be putting out loads more. So what you need to make this top is some lightweight yarn. This one is the same as the last tutorial. This is the Women's Institute Soft and Silky 4-ply. To be honest, I don't like this that much. I'm just trying to use up my yarn, but any kind of thinner, lightweight yarn would be perfect for this. You need a 4mm crochet hook, some scissors, and a couple of stitch markers. A note before I get into the tutorial is that I'm using US crochet terms. And this is made only using half double crochets, which in UK terms I believe that's a half treble crochet. So starting off with this top, create a slip knot. And then chain 43 stitches and then another 3 stitches for turning. And that's going to be the height of the top, so if you want it any longer, just chain whatever length you think is best. I found that 44 stitches was a really good height for the top. So now I have my 44 chains. I'm just going to chain 2. I think I said 3 before, but I meant 2. And to start the first row, I'm going to skip those 2 turning stitches, and I'm going to half double crochet into the 3rd stitch on the chain. And I'm going to continue to half double crochet all the way down that chain. If you are a total beginner and you don't know how to half double crochet, just yarn over, push your hook through the stitch, pull up a loop, then you have 3 on your hook, yarn over and just pull through those 3. It's a really easy stitch for beginners. So once you've finished that up, that's the first row of the height of the top. Just chain 2 and turn your work. And we are going to continue to half double crochet, but we're only working into the back loop of the stitch. So where normally you might put your hook under both of these parts of the stitch, you are putting it under the back loop, which is the one furthest from you, and just doing your half double crochet through there. And you just want to continue that into each stitch all the way down the row. And see, that creates this ribbing here that gives this effect and makes the top nice and stretchy. And so continue to do this half double crochet into the back loop only for, so I'm doing 36 rows and that is a size small. I'll put up onto the screen how many rows for different sizes, but if you wanted to customize it, this is going to be, these first initial rows are going to be the back of the top, so it's half of the entire circumference of the top. But remember, it is stretchy, so it will stretch out. And that is, by the way, including this first row you did here, so we're on the 2nd row now. I also just want to note that on the last stitch of each row, you should half double crochet under the full stitch rather than just the back loop, because this will make the edge nice and straight and clean. So I've done my 36 rows, and that's now the back of the top. And now we're going to place stitch markers where the straps are going to go on the back. So for my size small, I'm placing 1 stitch marker 6 rows from where my hook is, and 1 6 rows from this edge, and I'll put the row number for each side on the screen. So I'm just placing that into the top of the 6th row. So now moving on to the front, I'm going to chain 2 and I'm going to do 6 more rows of half double crochet in back loop. And if you did, for for example, if your stitch markers are 9 rows from the edge, you do 9 more rows now, so the same number of rows as where your stitch markers are. So once you've done those few rows, at the end of this one here, chain 80. So now I've chained my 80 stitches, and if you put your top down this way, so you can see that you're working on the front here, you want to slip stitch the end of that chain into the opposite stitch marker, so to create that cross back effect. Just make sure it's not twisted up. So just into the top of that row, and then slip stitch into the next row towards the center of the top. Now just start working half double crochets all along this chain till you reach the base of it here. So here I've finished half double crocheting all the way down that chain, and I've created the strap. And now I'm going to continue to half double crochet into the back loop only. For the size small, I'm going to do 25 rows here, and I'll put the other sizes on the screen. And I'll meet you at the end of those rows. Okay, so I've done those rows. I ran out of yarn, so I'm just doing some colour blocking, don't mind that. And now I'm going to chain 80 again, like we did for the other strap. Okay, so I've chained 80, and I'm going to lay it so the front is on the front again, just so you can see. And now I'm going to slip stitch into the top of the row with the next stitch marker. I'm actually going to do it like from the back so that the strap isn't twisted. And then slip stitch into the top of the next row towards the center of the back of the top, and then turning that. It's the same thing, so now I'm going to work half double crochets all the way down that chain till I reach the base of it. And then down at the base of that chain it's the same, so start working half double crochets into the back loops. And for me, I'm now going to do 6 rows, and I'll put up how many rows for each size. So now I've finished those rows, and that is all of the crocheting done. We're just going to put this together and turn it into a top. Fold the top so that these two edges line up, and just slip stitch. So I'm going to put my hook back into that first stitch, slip stitch into every stitch on the other side to seam those together. Cool, so once you've seamed that together, just fasten off here, so chain 1 and grab your scissors and just cut your yarn and pull it through, pull it tight. And then turn this inside out. And that's it. I'm just gonna weave in my ends here. So there you go. And let me know in the comments what colour you're making it in. I really want to see everyone's versions as well. If you could please tag me on Instagram with your final version at nightmoon.studio, and like the video if you liked it, and subscribe for more tutorials coming soon. Bye!